Have you ever wondered if there are people who know nothing about the world, or if there are people in the world that we know nothing about? This is exactly how the people of the isolated indigenous tribes of Brazil and Peru live. There are about 100 tribes in Peru and Brazil at this very point in time, and they should remain uncontacted. I first heard about this topic through a documentary that I watched, and I was amazed at how beautiful and traditional these tribes were. We first tried to contact these people in the late 70s and early 80s, and in the months and weeks and years after they were contacted, about 50% of them died from disease because they were not susceptible to them due to the fact that they were not vaccinated. They often died from the common flus, colds, measles, and diarrhea. After contact, they try to return to the villages that contact them and raid them. There they steal blankets, among many other things, which also can lead to disease. Also, the tribes that they raid often go hungry. They are often violent towards loggers and farmers due to the fact that they shoot at them, which also makes them violent to people that are trying to contact them. This makes them afraid, and they begin to run deeper into the rainforests of Brazil and Peru, which makes them harder to track, which in turn makes them harder to keep safe by the Brazilian and Peruvian governments. Another reason they are violent towards outsiders is because in the late 1500s, conquistadors came to Brazil and Peru and began to kill their ancestors. This led to many tribal legends which warned against outsiders and made them believe that any outsider was there to kill them. Also, they do not speak the native language of these areas of the world, which leads to many misunderstandings, which also leads to violence. They often shoot at helicopters and planes of the very governments that are trying to protect them due to the fact that they are scared. Missionaries are also a problem for these tribes. Missionaries often try to convert them from their religion to new ones of the modern world. This kills the tribe's beliefs and culture and takes away their uniqueness. This can lead to the extinction of tribes. They also should not be contacted by missionaries because they lack the education that the missionaries have, which makes them more gullible to believe everything they are told by the missionaries, and they don't have the knowledge to show them all the other religions that they are allowed in the world. In conclusion, we should not contact the isolated indigenous tribes of Brazil and Peru because they are not susceptible to the disease due to the lack of vaccination. They often are violent towards outsiders due to their past experiences with conquistadors, farmers, and loggers. Also, they are not willing to be converted by missionaries because it takes away from the beauty of their traditional beliefs. If you would like to help this cause and keep the traditions alive for these isolated indigenous peoples, you can go to www.survivalinternational.org/donate. Or you can visit BBC News and look at their anthropology, the sad truth about the uncontacted tribes. Another good thing to look at, if you are interested in this topic, would be the National Geographic. They have many photos of these people. And on the site I talked about earlier where you can donate, they will tell you all about the tribes and their campaigns to help preserve the way they live. Thank you.